Thanks for staying with us. So yesterday we started a conversation on the recent advice by veteran actor Peter Doce to women. And we had discussed the fact that, according to him, he said that women should actually put condoms in the bags of their husbands when they go out. He also said that if you're suspecting your husband is cheating, do that. That's one. He also said that the way women speak to their husbands these days, during his time, you don't find yourself in one piece. So could be suggesting domestic violence. And he said quite a few things. And we realized that we couldn't complete the conversation yesterday because there were different angles. And the angle we left off yesterday really was how we could, the men of today are products of these line of thoughts and this thinking. How do we begin to reconcile how they were raised to how things are today in our generation? So we're not criticizing him because we understand that is his person, that is his generation. However, how do we take and remove from these lessons and see indeed, can we learn a few things? Because one of the things he said is that I think he talked about single women or something like that. Yeah. So it's talking about the fact that the way, I'm trying to get the story, but
is it the one like you buy a car if you want to buy a car?
Yeah, that's his son.
Yeah. For the wedding.
For the wedding, that they will put the name in.
The man's.
So his son has since responded, right? But our viewers can join the conversation. 081-270. Having issues with my prompter this morning. So 081-270-53687. or 09139076948. You can tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your TVC so we can read the tweet. Okay, so Raike, you weren't here yesterday. I'd like to hear your initial thoughts on this, on his comments. I'm sure you read his comments, and then we take it from there.
I think I will defer to my colleagues.
No, we heard them yesterday. I'll come back to you if you're not ready for that. Okay. But let me let you start, BC.
Okay, so for me, we had a very interesting conversation yesterday, and we all came up with our different angles. And one of the angles that Tokwe raised yesterday, which I didn't have the time to, respond to, was talking about the fact that the West, because of all their numerous divorces, have not. Are not, let me use the word, are not doing better. That they have a lot of cases of divorce cases. Family values are lost, but in Africa here, we still have family values, we still have the respect, we still have the home, and we should try as much as possible to maintain that. So, but I wanted to say that, how do you rate a successful society? Because a marriage is supposed to be what gives birth to a society. So two people come together, they marry, they give birth to children, they have a family unit. From the family, we have different families, and societies come out of these families. Now, if you say that marriage has worked because people decided to stay and endure because they didn't have a choice, how come we have a very rotten and corrupt society? The society is a product of the families. Now, most of the young men and women we see today are products of families that parents are even staying together. So if you say a family is successful just by raising children, how successful, what are some of the virtues that you see in those children that tells you the family is successful? It's not about staying together as a husband and wife. No, right. I just want to get somewhere. It's not about staying together as a husband and wife. It's about living and giving virtues to your offspring. So your children see how you treat each other, and that's how they're going to treat other people in the society. So let's not rate because we hear there are a lot of divorces out there, so the society is not doing well because they have divorce cases.
So if I want to isolate what the person that is giving this advice and see his products, the young man, it seems to be happy family. He has, I think, 4 or 5 beautiful children, and he seems to be a family man. So he's a direct product of the man saying this. So if you want to judge by the product of this, I'm just saying that
even if we don't want to use direct, what I said yesterday, and if you check the records in this Western developed world, many of the people in prison over there are products of broken homes. Largely, most of the statistics they have is that broken homes, people from broken homes suffer, they don't have complete education. 2, most people from broken homes end up in one form of juvenile delinquents center or the other. And we're seeing it here as well. Children run away from home because they can escape. I'm going to my father's house, I'm going to my mother's house, and all those things happen. It's a different thing. And yes, the society then, as described by Peter Duce, was a society where women largely felt oppressed. And according to us now, we felt like our parents were oppressed, our mothers, and I had to deal with all these things. Some of the women then did not feel they were oppressed. That was their reality, and they were okay with it. Those of us now that feel like this is not my reality, I don't want this, my conversation would always be explicitly explain it to your partner. Because we still have that case now where many women in their marriages feel oppressed. They still feel like, I don't have a say, I cannot make any decision. But didn't you understand that you should have had this conversation before you got married? Because you are dealing with men with the mindset of Peter Duce, and you are expecting them to relate with you in 21st century. We need to address this. Not any disparaging comments to him, but we need to address it in our own generation. Will men within our generation expect their women to kneel down and serve them food? Largely, yes. Largely, yes. We might not be married to them, but largely, yes. If you talk about it in the circle and ask men to contribute, they will still tell you they want their wives to kneel down and serve them food. They want to come back from work and their wife will remove their shoes and massage their feet for them. That for them makes them feel like a man. When you are addressing such men, you need to understand, if you are married to such men, you need to understand that this is where you are. Now chart the course. Do you want to remain there, or how do you want to go forward?
Okay, I wanted to ask, because he said you should give your husband condom if he wants to. Would any of you leave your husband because he was unfaithful?
Our deal breakers are different.
No, I'm just asking.
He's asking a direct question.
Direct question, you're all married.
Yeah, that's not my deal breaker.
Okay, so I've had the conversation. It's a deal breaker for me. I've had the conversation with him.
Is that your deal breaker?
That's different. When you have the conversation.
Because if it's not, the reason I'm asking is, if it's not your deal breaker, there's nothing wrong in giving him a condom.
Yeah, if I suspect.
Shall don't come and give me AIDS.
Protect yourself. But we've heard that most people who cheat do not even use the rubber.
So you see, the point is our
mothers...
He just
went to a very key area.
Our mothers could have had that resolution that, it's not a deal breaker for me. Because it's not a big deal. You're taking care of my family, my children are okay.
It wasn't a deal breaker for my mom.
Exactly. So why are we not making it look as if, our mothers were not empowered? They made a decision to stay because there were some women in their generation who left.
So Morayo, no, Morayo. Let's address, like I've always been saying, elephants in the room for our parents then. Largely the women then were 100% dependent on their husbands. Where would they live to?
That's not true.
Largely.
But that's not why they didn't not leave because their husbands were unfaithful.
No, that's not the reason.
I have family members who stayed and they were independent.
And because that was the reality they had. They did
not know otherwise.
It wasn't their deal breaker.
Oh, yeah. So
it wasn't.
True.
Largely for most women, most elderly women, it wasn't.
Why is it not a deal breaker? Why is it a deal breaker now?
Let me put it in perspective of today. So the man says, and is advising the new generation, if you know your husband is cheating on you, buy a pack of condoms for him. Now, why are we making it an issue? Is it because he has said it openly?
No, there are two sides to that.
There are people at home that are saying, there are some women at home right now that already do that. This is not a deal breaker for me, just protect me. Don't come and infect me. Yeah. Why is that an issue?
Even he was saying it from two sides though. He was saying it from the fact that even if he has intentions, when he sees the condom, it might shock him into not doing it, and then some might actually go ahead. But he was just trying to say that, shock him by showing that I know what you are doing, take condom. And some men might not be able to do it when they see that.
I will not even just say, put the condom. I will say, take the condom. So you know, use it. Don't give me disease. That's all.
May I even say that the women of those days understood the culture, which made the men superior to them. So they knew that it's okay for the man to go out there and do whatever he wants to do. I'm the one bearing the name. They had allowance in their hearts to enable that.
So
as you're getting into marriage, your parents will tell you, even if he's following somebody else, remove your face, focus on your children. So it was an agreement that they had in their subconscious that no matter what this man does, I am going to focus on my children, I'm going to build this home, I am going to stay till the end. They had that understanding. So it wasn't a problem for them, it wasn't a deal breaker for them. But now the generation of today, are saying that, let us have a conversation. Let me know where you are. Now, another thing I wanted to point out is the fact that we women are the ones that enabled the society to get to this point. We are the ones that spoil our boys. We raise them to have a special attitude from the girls. You are supposed to do this. The girl will do all the chores. You tell your daughter, don't you know you're a woman? Don't you know you're going to marry someday? You're supposed to clean, cook, wash, and do all of that. Now the man just goes, the boy just goes, plays ball, comes back, eats. He leaves his clothes for his sisters to wash. Now that's man becomes an adult. He carries that entitlement to the workplace where he sees any woman there, whether we're in the same position or not. Because you're a woman, I am superior to you. That is a reflection on the workplace. He carries that into the wife's, when he finally gets married, and he feels, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I've gotten your point very clearly, and I think we've discussed this over and over again. So, but in the context of what I want us to discuss right now is that, so these are men that we have today.
Yes.
They're a product of this, no doubt about that. Now, this is a man from our father's generation saying, listen, how he's advising us that today we are all emancipated. I can't take it, I cannot take it. Nobody wants to endure anymore.
We don't.
And he's saying that if you find a husband cheating, do this. Men today are also weak, according to him, that your wife stuck to you anyhow. So now look at that, juxtapose that with the Western society, which he also said, the white woman, where they cheat on you, she's out. They talk to you anyhow, I'm done. They do anything to you, I'm done. Now, how have that broken home? How has it benefited their society? That's the conversation. Can we compare their results to the results we are getting as a family unit? That's the conversation I want us to have after this break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So, we wanted to start the show to hear his initial thoughts on all of this. But I think the real crux of the conversation is that comparison. The Western family today, we're not talking about the economy, we're not talking about their systems, we're not talking about their government. We're talking about the family structure, both in the West in comparison to the family structure in Africa. Now, do we say that the emancipated woman or parents or family in the West are doing better than those of us who still have that traditional system of submit to your husband, you know, he's the head of the house and the whole family? Which one is still better today? And does that help us understand better what Peter Doche is trying to advise young women today?
I just want to say something here before we go further, that the world over, including Africa, whether we like it or not, we instinctively submit to our husbands. Why I say that is, you take his name.
Yeah.
That is number one.
Yeah.
That is already you have agreed, because all my friends that I knew in school, if I see them online, I won't know it's them, because they don't have the names they had when we were in school. They're all married, and they are proudly so. So instinctively, automatically, we are already submissive, because we are already taking the man's name. So every other thing you are doing is just additional. Okay, I want to show my power. Which power? Show your power first. Drop your husband's name. Then you are starting to show power. So let us not be deceiving ourselves that, oh, I want to show. Tokpe doesn't even only carry. She carries the two names, Mark or Biggie.
Okay, let me take this call.
So where are we coming from now?
All right.
I'm not showing any power.
So let me take this call. Good morning. Are you there?
Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
I'm from Kaduna State. So I'd like to say that really I don't think this is about, you know, the patriarchy or not. It speaks more about our personal views and about our personal values. Sorry to digress, but I'd like to remind us of a trending story of a woman who was married to a man, I think for about 15 years or thereabouts, and then he was about to build, you know, their house and to move in, and then he along the line he got caught up, and then I think he ran down on finances, and he had to ask her to help him, and then she had 18 million naira in her account, and at the end of the day she said she didn't have any money. You know, behind the scenes she got duped of the 18 million naira, and then she came back and he got to find out. Now that is selfishness. In her own words, she said she didn't help him because she thought that he did not buy the land in her name. Mind you, that is selfishness. That is exceeding selfishness, because she didn't just say they are married, they have kids. Her concern was not that he did not put the land name in her children's name. If she had said that, because automatically her children will be his next of kin. You understand? They are children. They both were in the marriage together. Their children will be the next 15. Now, that wasn't her problem. She didn't even say he didn't put the name in, he didn't put the house or the property in their name, in our name. She said, in my name.
Right.
That is selfishness. Anything you do and you say my, it's selfishness. Now, that is not whether the parents trained her well or they did not raise her well.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jemima, for that. I think I have also another call. We'll take the comments from the U.S. also. Good morning. Are you there? Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Morayo.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
You're
My
live.
name is Ade, and I'm a fan. Can you hear me?
Yes, very
we can
clearly.
now.
Very
Okay, my name is Ade, and I'm a family lawyer from the U.S.,
Okay.
and I would like to contribute to your program.
Please go ahead.
My
You're
area
live.
of expertise. Leave. So, talking about what Chief Edochie, is it Peter Edochie said, I completely disagree with him. I believe that I've experienced both parts of the Western world and Nigeria. And, you know, like BC was saying that, are they going to, I mean, she was trying to compare both parties. Are we going to give condoms to the women as well? Is marriage a one-sided affair? Marriage is a partnership, no matter how we look at it. It's a partnership that has a leadership role as well. So you don't say that you want to enable a man to continue in sin and even in misbehavior. Have you considered the health aspect of it? What of STDs? What of AIDS? You can put all your family in jeopardy. What if the man doesn't use the condom? And when we're comparing about the Western world and Nigeria, I think it's a very misogynist point of view to enable men to continue to be in that oppressive position over women. Yes, there's submission in marriage, but we should not condone oppression in marriage.
Thank you.
And
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Adi. I think
I think we all
just want
agree
to
with
disagree
that.
with her on something.
Okay.
Because I know it's not a popular thought, but for me, women and men are built differently. A woman receives and a man gives. So you want to be receiving different all around the place. Me, I don't want that. I rather collect
Allow
one.
him to be giving
So
on.
which one is the man should give me condom? So I'm a promiscuous woman. I need sex that much. I don't agree. I'm sorry. It's not a popular view, but
No, I think we all agree with the terms of the fact that we don't support oppression. Nobody here supports oppression of women. Nobody here supports relationships that undermine the humanness of a woman and that devalues a woman. I think I can speak that all of us are on that same page. However, going to what you said, and this is something that will be hinted at over and over again, and many men say it. They say that it is tough to be married to an empowered woman. So it serves their purpose for a woman not to be empowered. And I strongly feel that I'm happy that things seem to be changing, but at an extremely slow pace than what I want. But it also buttresses the point from them, because the next thing you hear is, I'm also contributing financially to this household. You cannot talk to me like that. And I've settled quarrel that the woman was a major shouting match, and our only defense was, I pay this rent too. Like this house rent I'm paying children's school fees as well. And for me, I don't believe a man should be respected based on his ability to pay. And I don't believe a woman should be respected based on her ability to pay. I believe man and woman should be respected because they are human beings. So if the woman is contributing financially, good, supporting the team. If she isn't, she should still be respected, even as a full-time housewife. Same, if a man can contribute to the house financially, fantastic. But if it is a woman that is supporting, she shouldn't talk down on the man because of that. Let's two human beings in the relationship be respected while they are working their way.
We're wrapping up very soon.
I'll take
Hassan, then I'll come to you, Waiki. Hassan, are you there?
I'm here.
Thanks for calling. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Morai.
Good morning, sir.
YK, a new caller.
good morning.
I'm highly happy that you are around. Please give
Thank
them,
you.
give them their normal doses. Let them get to know you more. Thank you. Please, this thing about Peter Edochie, I don't subscribe to the issue of a woman putting condom, in the back of her husband. You understand? It's a high sense of irresponsibility for a woman to do that and for a man to accept it. Look, this kind of promiscuity should be kept in limbo from the aspect of the woman and the man. You understand? That's my own. Number two, you see, I started yesterday. You see, the educated ladies, they have their own mentality. They think man is only a man because he's bringing money to the table. What makes you a husband, what makes you to be respected is because of that money. Now, I'm a career woman. I'm earning more than you. Or we are at par, so you cannot see anything. Marriage is beyond that. I want to correct that mentality our educated women are carrying about. I don't see it that way. It's a divinely ordained leadership. People are built differently. And you will never get to know the advantage of a man in a house until when that man is no more. When he is no more, I was in Zaria one time. I was with my Oga. Just a very short story. Please allow me to say it. I was with my Oga. We are just driving. Then we saw a very big house. Very nice house. But the front of the house looked unkept. Do you know what my Oga told me? He said, do you know how you get to know a husband is no longer alive in a very big house like this? I said, no. When a bulb, a common bulb, 100 naira bulb, you understand, got spoiled and no one replaced it. That is the number one. Even to take care of themselves, a woman needs the support of a man. A man is not just there.
Hassan, I have to let you go this time.
Right, please.
But I'll let you wrap up this.
Yeah,
but,
so
let me take this tweet, please, because I think we should address it. Ola, he says, why are men always the victim of your show? Yet your husbands are perfect. I know it's a woman's empowerment show, but rubbishing men is never a way to empower women. Instead, you have more emotionally combatant men. I think we should address it. That's why I read it.
Okay, we are not rubbishing men here. We have always, talked about our husbands, talked about how we love our husbands, how there's nobody here who is not submissive to the husband. That's not what we're preaching. And we also talk about the family system. Mariah is starting something on this thing called marriage, because she understands that a lot of young women out there are scared of getting into marriage because of all the bad news they hear. And we do not put out the good news because it's you people that will still tell us that we're lying. So everybody, you enjoy yourself and keep your mouth shut so that everybody claims to have a bad marriage. But there are people who have bad marriages. We talk about we want our daughters to get married tomorrow. We want our sons to have a good family system. We are not against the family system. That's what we're talking about. But we are against oppression. That's number one. Number two, the emphasis on the family system without... Oppression? Hold on first. The emphasis on the family system without us, putting everything on the table is what has made most of our women have a low self-esteem. All they aim in this life is to come out, land a man, and please the man for the rest of their life. So we raise women who are not looking to have their own life, who are not looking to, accomplish something. Everything is all about the man. No, I'm just saying that we should be careful. I
disagree with you. I beg you.
We present.
We don't raise women like that.
Because
now
we are enabling people to
stay
stay in a toxic relationship because you need to make your marriage work. There are some marriages that are toxic.
It's not 100% people now. It's not everybody.
That is what I'm saying.
It's not everybody that says stay in a toxic relationship now. No, there are people who stay in toxic relationships. There are people who do not. So you cannot generalize. Don't generalize.
We're not generalizing.
Okay? And what is your idea of oppression? To me, oppression is a man that beats you or a woman that beats you.
That's it.
Oppression is sit down there, you can't talk. That is oppression. But if I say take condom, I'm not.
We don't agree. We don't agree with condom.
No, that one is different.
Listen.
That one is different.
If I'm the man and I said take condom,
the man saying,
if I'm the woman and I say take condom, doesn't mean I'm being oppressed.
No, it's your choice.
I'm just saying I don't want you to give me disease.
No, that one is not what we're talking about. There are men who do not listen to their women in making decisions.
Okay, I have
they
to
do
go
not
on a break.
respect their feelings.
They are everywhere in the world.
I really wanted to...
You know that
what we're saying now.
Do you know that Oyimbos, all these Oyimbos that work here, they come, they are all married abroad though. Do you know they come here and they are chasing all the Nigerian women? I mean, you don't see them. They all have wife. So are they in the perfect relationship?
And they respect their wives.
All right. Let me... Yeah, but do the wives know that? The wives do know that they are cheating.
And
But
they
they're
are
not
okay
living.
with it. It's not their deal breaker.
So that's what I'm saying. That why are we making this cheating thing as if, once your man cheats, so the world has ended?
No, nobody has made
because
it
many,
clear.
that men, is the mentality that we're talking about. Today's marriages are breaking up
But we should have
partly
a conversation
because of this issue.
Yes.
And that's why Peter Drecher is saying, listen, don't make this now. Maybe his own solution may not be accepted of putting condom. Maybe that's not the solution. But some solution is that maybe you find a way to maybe, I don't know, find a way to manage that situation. Not necessarily buying him condom, but there are different ways of looking at these things. Let me go on a break. When they come back, I really wanted to wrap up on this, but it looks as if you guys still want to talk about this matter. I want to take calls and tweets. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Okay, thanks for staying with us. So we're still on this matter. I really wanted to wrap up, but obviously we are getting to another level because the tweets are coming in, comments are coming in, and it seems people are, I mean, I've had a few young people sending me messages that this conversation is making them scared of this institution called marriage because they're hearing oppression. They're hearing things that they have to endure. Like, yes, knowing your husband cheats, but it's not a deal breaker, and you have to manage that. So, I think we have a rare opportunity here to really help set the record straight. Yes, there are homes that are in trouble, and there are homes that are happy.
Yes.
But unfortunately, our culture doesn't allow those of us who are in happy marriages to tell people that we're happy because they say when teach you about time, you would keep it, you pamo about help me out. Teach you about time, like you don't say it out when things are happy because you don't want the witches and demons to come and start prognosing in your marriage.
Another thing about this thing, Morayo, is that happiness is relative.
Thank you.
What makes me happy
is different.
It's not what will make you happy.
True.
So we cannot. There is no blanket
definition
on happiness. Because
anything.
My own happiness can be my husband going out to cheat. Just go. Leave me. Let me just be enjoying my life at home. That can be my own happiness. Tokpa's happiness can be my husband lets me go out every day. God, my own don't. Everybody's happiness is different.
Yeah.
Right? So, but I want to address oppression.
Yes.
Let me just read the definition of oppression. Prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment of exercise of authority.
Okay.
So that is another word for oppression, persecution.
Yes. May I respond?
So you're arguing that husbands don't oppress.
No, not husbands don't.
I'm saying
it's not the prevalent thing, but it must happen that it happens.
Okay, so may
it
I
happens,
say,
but it's not everywhere you go that you see men.
YK. So oppression is defined just the way you define happiness. What happiness means to you is different from what happiness means to Tope. What oppression means to me is different from what oppression means to Morayo. Sometimes I hear certain husbands talk to their wives, and I feel like, hey, how can he be speaking to his wife like this? Like, I see the disrespect, and then the wife is okay with it. The wife doesn't see anything wrong in it. That is not a definition of oppression to that wife. If it's me, I will feel, why are you talking to me like this now? I will feel that way. So we need to understand that people have a right to define according to their mental health what gives them their well-being. So if you see that the way this man is treating me does not go well with my mental well, you can say it's oppression, and it's okay.
I think that's a fantastic point. Let's take a few tweets. Because, go ahead.
In marriages, it's not only men that cheat, women also cheat. Let's there be a balance. I think we mentioned that already. The focus shouldn't always be on attacking men, and we are not attacking men. So your views shouldn't be seen as a feminist program.
How does this conversation translate to
attacking men?
I don't understand.
Like Avano said on this today.
Mentality. We are having a conversation.
It's a woman that is
we are bashing men.
Morayo, I said it over and over again. Twice today, once yesterday. Men should be respected regardless of what they contribute financially. Women should be respected
regardless.
They won't hear it. You will edit away that part. I said it and I'll say it again. We respect men. Men should be respected. I said it yesterday. The leader of every family is a man. And it should be respected. All of that, you could choose to edit it away from your memory. You choose to come and tweet that we are a feminist program. When we keep saying that your happiness is relative and you should define it, have a conversation.
So that's the patriarchal mentality that we all have subconsciously.
Yes.
So no matter what anybody says in your own head, because in your mind, they have layered it in your system, that this only patriarchy,
the man is superior.
Is the predominant system here. So in your mind, no matter what anybody's saying, all you think they're bashing men, and you now tweet it. Anyway, we need to wrap up on this. I'd like us to take a few tweets.
Let me
take
tweets. Abosede Ojuade says, giving your husband condom is encouraging him to continue to cheat on you. I can never do such.
Okay.
Tunde Badnos, women of nowadays, they are too aggressive. Once they they are involved in settling some bills, the next thing is to be shouting whenever there is a clash. The last time, I'm the one that paid for your blah, blah, blah. Men should look carefully before choosing this time around.
Any other tweets?
PJ Comedian. My dear, the matter tire me. Men are polygamous by nature, but you won't be able to say such to your in-laws before marriage. Now, when they don't catch some, then go.
I had to find a good tweet. Somebody that gets it. This is a balanced show for all. No sentiment. However, love is too weak to sustain a marriage, but understanding and agreement.
Okay, let me wrap up on this. But I think I do remember sharing it on the show that there was a guy that I used to date, and we were in a relationship for at least about maybe 5 or 6 months. I mean, he was a really good guy. But the reason he broke up with me, and the reason he broke up with me, said, Mariah is not submissive, that I am too overbearing, I'm too dominating. Those are the words he used.
You like this?
You that I have, Mariah is the epitome of submissiveness.
We trying to coach her to
because I was simply speaking my mind. He already interpreted that as I'm being dominated.
You were not supposed to speak your mind.
He wasn't a confident person as well.
So the point is that is the thinking. But somebody who has married me today will not say, Mariah is submissive. So he obviously already prejudged me. Based on, because she's speaking her mind. And those little things. So we need to really help each other out in this issue of how do we create a new system where young girls are not
let's raise our girls and our boys' rights
of this system.
From the home system. Give them equal rights. You can speak, you can take care of yourself, you can take care of yourself, irrespective of gender. Not one gender is meant to serve another.
Respect.
When they grow like that, they will see each other as equal partners. You said that when we're doing our
can I read the meaning of submissive to you? So when you are saying you are submissive, no, I have to help you people. Wait, no, submissive. Ready to conform to the authority or will of others, meekly obedient or passive. That is, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Me, I cannot be yes sir, yes sir, no, to nobody. I can agree with you. You can agree. No, I'm serious. So when you say you are submissive, know what you are saying on yourself.
I'm saying in
like
the biblical.
You are not yes sir, yes sir. No,
Mariah is yes sir, yes sir.
No, she's not yes sir.
Let me tell you.
But your husband.
If she's yes sir, yes sir, there will be no quarrel in the house from morning till night.
Yeah, she's not yes sir.
If you are a yes sir person, there will be no quarrel between you and your husband. When your husband say jump, you just say, why?
Why K? Honestly, why K?
I'm not yes sir. Because, see, but I think we have to wrap up on this. But there was something that BC said that I think is that we should end with.
Is it Obiajulu that is submissive?
No.
I'm sorry.
Ask my husband, though. You can't judge based on how you're looking at me.
Everybody is relative.
Yeah.
And we all need to define what is happiness to you.
Yeah.
I mean, when myself and my husband were fighting the other day, I said, if I was busy, would you do that to me? I said, you're not busy. That guy will never marry a busy. because when he's talking, he's speaking and shouting and everything. I said, busy will just tell you, are you all right? You are shouting, but because it's me, I shouting at me, I will never marry a busy.
So each person knows you find your happiness.
So you can accept somebody shouting at you like that. Well, me you be shouting. After shouting, you move on. So onikaluku to your own tent. Know what you can accept, and whatever it is,
have that conversation and define what happiness. Explicit conversation, please. Explicit before you marry in marriage.
I don't see you as a yes sir person.
I'm not, but I have that conversation. Please, always
come back. We move on to another topic.
None of them are submissive. They are just lying.
We are submissive to our husbands
in our own marriage.
Let's go on a break. We'll be right back.